Hi guys, welcome back to the Mystery Meat channel, and we are back with another preview of Liverpool versus Arsenal this Sunday, Super Sunday. It is going to be it's a 4:30 or 4 o'clock kickoff, I believe. So I'll be there. Um, Obviously, I didn't get my match reaction out for the Newcastle game, so I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll talk about the Champions League draw that we have as well. But Liverpool versus Arsenal is the game of choice, and I'm calling it as a 2-1 win to Liverpool. I do believe this will be the toughest test we've had this season so far. We're only 3 games in, but it'll be the toughest test. I mean, bearing in mind we've had tough tests already against 2 games, 2 opponents where you'd expect Liverpool to sort of control and dominate, and we did for majority of the game. But we've lost two. We've lost 2-0 leads in both games, which is a worrying sign because I think against an Arsenal team that just have lifted off this season so far, and I think against Leeds they lifted off the majority, and the team will be up for it and ready to fight. Obviously, Gyökeres did score, so he might be ready to pounce on Liverpool's defensive problems, which is looking very much likely. And I think, as much as I've predicted the Kirkers Bradley lineup at right back and left back, I think it might not be the worst case scenario for Andy Robertson to come into this game, just to add a bit of stability to the back line. Because I still believe in Kirkers. I think he'll come through eventually, but I think, considering he's had 2 absolute stinkers, I think it might be best just to put Robertson in just to get the stability back, and then put Kirkers in again once the time is right. As good as Szoboszlai was at right back against Newcastle, I think when Bradley did come on and towards the end point of that game, I think we looked a lot better going forwards. I think Bradley starting against Arsenal will be the better option and push Szoboszlai back up into midfield. I think Maka is available, so I think maybe we don't see Szoboszlai because he might be tired, or we might have a midfield of Wirtz, Maka, and Gravenberch. I believe is probably going to be the likely option, but maybe Szoboszlai does get the nod ahead of Maka. Maybe Maka's not 100% ready to come back in, but I think Maka makes a massive difference to that midfield. Attacking wise, I don't think there'll be any change. I think Salah, Gakpo, and Ekitike will be our front 3. But it does look very much like we are going to be going back in for Isak now, and I don't know what that entirely means for the future of Ekitike, because he can play out wide, and we do know he can play out wide. But with Salah's a mainstay in that lineup, he's not going to be swapped out. And Gakpo is providing assist after assist after assist at the moment. So if Ekitike is the one to be in a rotation position with Gakpo, I feel sorry for Ekitike because he has had an amazing start to his Liverpool career. But if you are going to splash that kind of money on Isak, he's not going to be a bench player. He's going to be straight into that lineup, which does somewhat worry me a little bit for Ekitike and how his confidence and whatnot will be altered a little bit. But we are also in for Mark Gahey from what I've read, which is a positive because Konate and Van Dijk at the moment, the link up, the pairing is just, it's not delivering to the levels that we're so used to at Liverpool Football Club. So it'll be a worrying thing. But like I said, I think Kirkers needs to be dropped for one or 2 games just for him to settle down again. And we're same with Wirtz. I think Wirtz is a very good player, but they haven't adapted to the system on the Premier League football just yet. But you've got to give them a little opportunity. Kirkers is a little bit different because he did come from a Premier League team, but Wirtz alone, he needs to give him a little bit more time, because you've got to think the likes of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, they might have had that. Szoboszlai's a little different, but the likes of Gravenberch and Endo, they didn't hit the ground running at Liverpool straight away. They took a few games to get into it, and Gravenberch's potential was only truly unlocked last season. The season before that and the season before that, I don't think we've seen the best of him. I think a lot of fans were pretty much on a similar wavelength that he might not be cut out for Liverpool. But look at him now; he's a mainstay in the first team lineup, and everyone loves the guy. So you got to give him a little bit of opportunity. And I think I fully believe Wirtz will come through at some point. And who knows, it might be against Arsenal, a big team opposition where he decides, you know what, this is the game that clicks for me. I think it'll be a hard game. I don't think it'll be as easy as a lot of fans are calling it. I think Arsenal, as much as we dislike them and laugh about them, I think they will come out ready to show something. They've made some signings. They are still in the market as well, just like Liverpool. So it'll be a very intriguing game. I think with it coming this early in the season, even if Liverpool were to lose this game, I don't think it's the end of the world. But like I always say, losing is a part of football, and I'm perfectly fine with losing a football game as long as Liverpool do show enough on the pitch, you know. And I don't want to see more defensive problems because it looks like attacking wise we've got everything, running smoothly with two goals coming freely. Speaking of which, Rio Wengamoa on flipping Monday night, like flipping that does, as much as I'm happy for the guy and as much as it was a very good moment, our bench doesn't look as strong as it used to. And yes, it worked out on Monday, but asking a 16-year-old to be doing that week in, week out is a big ask, and it could end up going badly for us when it comes to a crucial game. And you put a lot of pressure on the youngster. He looked very much capable of doing it and delivering, but it's a big ask to do it for a guy like that week in, week out. So I do think we need to strengthen up a little bit. And the name that screams out is Rodrigo, who might be available from Real Madrid. So I'm screaming out for Rodrigo. I'm screaming out for a Mark Gay, and it looks like I'm screaming out for an Isak. Bearing in mind, last week I didn't think he was going to be a Liverpool player, but now I very much do think he is going to be that guy, considering Newcastle have pretty much locked in their two strikers. I think they got Waltman coming in and they got Strand Larsen coming in. So I think there, with those two guys going into Newcastle, I think that will open up the door for Isak to come to Liverpool. Champions League draw, it was inevitable. It's literally scripted. Like Ekitike is going back to Frankfurt, but the big one is Trent is coming back to Anfield, and I think it'll be a very interesting game because he's not really starting for Real Madrid currently. We've also got Atletico Madrid, we've got PSV, we've got Inter Milan, we've got Karabag, we've also got Marseille, and I think I've covered it all. I might have missed one or two. Atletico, Inter, Real Madrid, Frankfurt, Marseille, Karabag, PSV. There's one more, Galatasaray, I think. I might have said it, but you know who the eight are. But yeah, there are eight. I think it's a hard group, fixtures to get, but I think we'll still qualify. Might not be top of the table like we were last season, but we'll still qualify. Bearing in mind, top of the table actually means fuck all. This like going in this whole new format. Like we finished top of the table last time, and it meant nothing for us. So just as long as we qualify top 8, I believe is good enough, and then we'll just go from there. Because a lot of fans, and me included, we were reading too much into it. We finished top of the table, and then we thought, Champions League is easy, and we're gonna just conquer everything. And then we came across a PSG team that was just too good for us. So try not to think about that too much. Just make sure we get the points that we need, and we get to finish in the position that we need to, and hopefully we can challenge for the Champions League trophy again. And we make it 7 and bring home number 7. So there is all sorts of factors. But like I said, Liverpool-Arsenal is your Sunday game. I will be live over on the Purple, and I'll be doing live reactions for that. And if you do miss any of my goal reactions, I do upload them onto TikTok. So make sure you do go check them out there. If you have any points of views that I haven't covered and you want me to talk about, then leave a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. It won't cost you a single penny. Comment down below any thoughts, and if you disagree with something I've said, then I'll come back to you and I'll reply. We'll discuss like grown adults and football fans. But anyways, 2-1 Liverpool is what I'm calling. I'll catch you all on Sunday for my post-match reactions on that game, and have a good weekend. Pieces, guys.